Hey yo, YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Black Privilege. Long time no see. Let's get right into it. I just binge watched the Grapevine discussion on Charlottesville. Before that, I saw Van Jones's interview with the Breakfast Club, and a couple of days ago, I hope you all read that article on Milo Yiannopoulos and where he got his funding. This is from BuzzFeed. And I'm going to merge them all together into a cohesive attack strategy for the progressive identitarian left. Because the leftists, the Democrats, you guys are incredibly lost. I hope I don't get too deep in it, but let's just get into it, right? First of all, if you have not seen the Grapevine discussion on Charlottesville, do yourself a favor and watch it as soon as possible. Watch it over the weekend. Link it to a friend. It is worth it. It is just one of the best roundtable discussions you will see anywhere. And I mean anywhere. Every perspective was represented, from the conservative blacks to the far left to the Antifas to the Asians, and unfortunately, some white guy snuck in the conversation and he just got ripped apart by Sereno. Anyway, I still had to, I had to build up the strength to watch the rest of it. It was like an ISIS, I'm saying. It was like watching a deer get ripped apart by a lioness, and like, you know what? I didn't have the stomach for it, so it took me a few turns to try and watch it. But Seren she just dragged that boy. Oh my God. As a matter of fact, I think y'all should probably record that video, because that white boy will probably get so much flack off the internet that he might ask the Grapevine to take down the video and, make a copy of it. You know what? I'm not even telling you to go watch the video. I'm telling you to rip yourself a copy of that video, because it should always be on the internet. It was just that damn good. However, I am going to come to the white boy's defense. Yes, he did fuck up by saying victim. Victim is almost a pejorative term that Republicans like to label on lower class and African Americans who are going through a problem with our social structure. And they were absolutely right in saying that the proper word is oppression. Because if you did not have a father figure to show you that you can be somebody, how could you ingratiate yourself into this American dream, like Seren said? She put it very succinctly. She was a little mean about it, but hey, it's Seren. You know what? You put a chocolate cake on the table and mom gonna take it. Anyway, I'm going to not only trying to defend the white boy, but I'm trying to defend the concept of white allyship, if you want to call it that. First of all, we have to be more honest about our situation in the American economy. The African American community is the most vulnerable. We do not have, not only do we not have the the financial ends to meet our goal. Not only are we the most vulnerable financially, but we do not have the patriarchy required to give our young educated black men economic opportunities as they come out of college. We do not even have the social intelligence to make our young black men and black women more compatible as life partners. So marriage is a problematic aspect of African American life. We don't even have the moral foundation to make men more moral sexually, economically, and interpersonally between us, our sisters, and our progeny, our children. Black men are the most vulnerable target demographic in this equation, in this American equation. The thing is, white men are vulnerable too. They are dealing with automation. They are dealing with their drug dependencies. They are going through a patriarchal withdrawal symptoms that has gotten them going through the same, not even the same, they're going through worse chemical addiction problems than we are. So So, why should we talk to white people? Because the unifying umbrella that is going to bring the progressives, the identitarian leftists, the Democrats, and the Antifas together is the concept of addressing the vulnerability of all men. If we don't talk to white men, other men are going to talk to them about their vulnerability. Men who are more skilled, men who are more talented, men who are more conniving, and men who have a greater agenda for them, i.e. the alt-right, the neo-Nazis, the white nationalists, or worse. There's someone who could talk to white men better than Serena and the black girls. There's someone who could talk to white men better than the neo-Nazis, the white nationalists, the fascists, and all that. You know who that is? That white man was Milo Yiannopoulos. Milo Yiannopoulos, charismatic, gay, conservative, did his best Jon Snow impersonation, and he went and he gathered all the tribes of the wildlings, from the MGTOWs to the MRAs to the Gamer Gators to the white nationalists to the South Park conservatives to the conservatives to the fake liberal allies, and he brought them under one benevolent umbrella, and he got up and he filled all these college campuses in his dangerous faggot tour, and he said, feminism sucks, feminism is cancer, men are victims, black people, what about black on black crime? He hit every nail on the head. This nigga was like Mance Rayder or Jon Snow. He gathered all the wildlings and he brought them to the north so he could defend Donald Trump's wall. It was a brilliant move, getting a gay minority to gather all the vulnerable white people and some black conservatives who are sympathetic to the problems of white people under one umbrella, and then he gave them to Donald Trump. It was so brilliant that it couldn't have been an accident. And guess what? It wasn't. Milo Yiannopoulos is paid by Andrew Breitbart. Andrew Breitbart is paid by a billionaire hedge fund manager known his name is Robert Mercer. It was underlined in the BuzzFeed article. It was a brilliant move. See, Robert Mercer is a hedge fund manager is basically like a man who has a bunch of stocks. How do you trade the stocks? Well, this brilliant man decided I'm going to have supercomputers, deep learning supercomputers, trade my stocks. That way I don't have to hire a lot of stockbrokers. I don't have to hire a lot of people. All I have to do is have the algorithm to control the computers. Follow me. Now, he moved from New York to Connecticut. Connecticut asked for more tax money from him because he was just making a killing he was making billions off of day trading stocks on computers. Connecticut asked for money. He said, fuck you, Connecticut, I'm moving to Florida. Then he financed not only Breitbart, but he financed Ted Cruz's presidential campaign in Texas. Ted Cruz is a man that, if you know, he's the devil. He knows how to manipulate religion and Western philosophy. Jesus Christ and Ayn Rand, you could see him quoting both on the Congress. When he failed, he figured, okay, Americans are kind of stupid. I need someone dumber. Robert Mercer financed Donald Trump's election victory. So now you have an oligarch who is setting our tax policy. And he used stupid white nationalists and vulnerable white and black men as the buttress for his power base. If black people do not talk to white people, you are going to fall victim to the white oligarchs like Robert Mercer, Donald Trump, and their army of white nationalists, and their white supremacists, and their closet racists, and the people who just can't stand Black Lives Matter, and the people who don't want to be dragged on the internet. If you don't find a suitable platform to attract white allies, white supporters, if you just keep dragging them and telling them, I don't need you, I hate you, don't talk to me, you're signing the African Americans' death warrant, because we are not strong enough as a people to deal with the oligarchs and the supremacists, where we barely have a foundation for ourselves. The only person that understands this, from the vulnerability of the white man on his drug addictions, to our universal vulnerability dealing with deep learning computers and machine learning and automation, is the Van Jones. Van Jones is the Milo Yiannopoulos of the left. And if y'all keep attacking Van Jones, you're going to you're signing your own death warrant. Go watch the Van Jones interview with the Breakfast Club. Go watch Seren and and the girls of the Grapevine and the boys and my dudes, my New Yorkers. I love those guys. Go watch the Grapevine interviews linked in the underbar. Go watch Van Jones talk to the Breakfast Club about opening up our tent as progressives, go watch that and read the BuzzFeed article on how the alt-right has an attack strategy that's enveloping us while we talk about Bubba and his tiki torches. While we talk about interpersonal disputes with racists that we live states away from, the white nationalist and the white power structure is solidifying itself. Was that it? I hope that gets it. I mean, the white boy, he probably had it coming, but you know what? Sooner or later, you're going to have to shake your hands and lift him up, you know? Look at it this way. A child needs a spank on the bottom and a kiss on the forehead. White people are no different.